energy, and there's so much excitement, and you learn so much stuff. And it's another thing to go back and apply it, right? And the hardest thing is to be able to take what you learn and apply it consistently and maintain that momentum. So I'm actually going to be holding a leadership call here soon with my team next Wednesday. Is there feedback? You guys? Okay.
No.
Next Wednesday with my team, talking about the importance of momentum. You know, I'm not going to get into that, but just make sure that you guys do take what you learned at Summit and you apply it to what you're doing every single day, and try your damnedest. And those are kids. I'm sorry. Try your hardest to. Sorry, Mom and Dad. My kids aren't here, so we're good. I had 2 girls, by the way. They're not here. They're 6 and 2. And I am in a house full of women. But anyways, you got to take that momentum and you got to run with it, okay? You got to take it and run with it. It's one thing to have that excitement. It's another thing to maintain that excitement over time. And the thing is, success, and I'm going to talk a lot about this, success is about consistency. It's about consistency. And if you can stay in this for the long term, and you can get up every single day and you have the motivation to complete every single thing on your to-do list and not slack off, you give it a year or 2 of doing that, you're not going to believe where your business is going to be. Like, I was top coach and I have all those whatever. The thing with me is I'm just a normal guy, but I work my ass off. Okay? So I want to get into what I was going to talk about, and freaking hell, I got 30 minutes, right? I got like an hour of notes here. So I got to ask you, do you guys have a notebook and pen ready? Because I'm going to give you some really, really good tips here. So I want you, and this is like a real moment here, okay? But I want you to be real with me right now. I want you to raise your hand if you are struggling financially. That's awesome. How many of you, and I'll get to why it's awesome in a minute, how many of you are backed up against the wall and there's no other option right now but to fight your way out? Okay. So, I'm gonna get very deep with you guys about my story. And it's shut off. I think we're good now. So, I'm gonna get very deep into my story and share some things that not a lot of people know, but there's a reason why I want to share my story. And the thing about coaching with me is I want to share, the way people learn and get inspired is by stories. And the more that I can relate to people by sharing parts of my stories, the more people are going to get inspired to change, right? And we all know that. We all have stories. So right now I'm going to tell you about a situation that I was in 2009 with financially. So, and I don't know if any of you guys are this bad, but my wife and I were on government support. Okay, we had Madison, is my oldest. She's 6 years old, and we were just in a really, really sticky situation. We had to go and use that government support to purchase the formula for her because I couldn't afford it myself. And I'm going to tell you something, that is probably the worst feeling that you can experience as a father and as a husband, to not be able to support your family. And I saw a lot of hands raised, like, I get it, man. I've been there, okay? There's nothing worse than going up to a grocery line and having to hand the clerk a card to pay for your groceries. It's terrible. And like I said, I felt like an extreme failure. I felt like I failed everybody in my family. My wife and I, we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. We slept on a couch for a year and a half. I actually liked the couch, by the way. Madison, she slept in our only bedroom. And, things were tough, and it got to a point for me to where I had no other option but to change. And I remember one night specifically where I sat my wife down on the couch and I just said, I literally cannot do this anymore. Like, I can't do this. I can't feel this way anymore. I promise you, I will take us out of this situation. And that was right before 2010. I'd said to her, if you give me 1 year of sacrifice, hard work, I will give you a lifetime of freedom. And I was dead serious when I looked her in the eye, because I believed it. That was the year I went top coach. I went from being on government support to a 6-figure income in a year. So, that's some deep stuff there. Woo! Here's the point where I'm going to give you guys some nuggets, but I wrote them down. I'm going to share a bunch of stories here. Okay? And this is, like I said, I think that people learn best from my stories and my failures. So what does it take to get out of a situation like that? And I know you guys, you all raise your hand. What does it take to go from being in debt to a 6-figure income in a year? I'm going to tell you right now. Here's some notes, okay? Number 1, hard work. I want to share a story with you. This is, I consider myself extremely lucky because I grew up in a household where my parents always taught me the importance of hard work. In fact, my dad said, if you want to be better than everybody else, you have to work harder than everybody else. And I took that quite literally in everything I've done in my life to this point. But I wasn't always real involved in hard work. I didn't understand it, and I want to share a story with you. And I shared this at the men's event, and I thought it was really good. And I wish I had a mic so I can actually move around stuff. But I'm a baseball player, and I just started playing baseball again after 9 years. I played in college. It was my life for so many years. But the thing with me was, I'm a short guy. You guys can obviously see that. I wasn't the most talented player in the world. I had some talent. I wasn't the most talented. And I started playing travel baseball when I was 12 years old, traveling all around the country, playing about 125 games a year. And I remember, I was like the... How many of you guys really pay attention to baseball? I mean, we're in a baseball city, Cleveland, even though we suck. I still love my team. OH? Okay, this is really good in here. It's really, because I go to different places and I say it and I just hear crickets. I'm like, oh. So I was the 9-hole hitter. I was a right fielder, and if you guys know anything about baseball, it's like the worst player on the team. That's what I was. Okay, and I remember one night specifically, my dad, I hear this yell from down in the basement. I'm like, what is going on? I'm upstairs playing video games, maybe Mario Kart or something. I love Mario Kart. And I'm like, what is going on? He's like, Josh, hey, get down here. I'm in the basement. Okay, go downstairs, and there's this huge net, probably the size of this damn screen. And there's a tee sit up right here, there's a bat, and there's a huge bucket of balls. I'm like, oh. It's 9:30 at night. I'm tired. I want to go play my video games. And he goes, pick up your bat, put your batting gloves on. You're going to hit 500 balls off the tee right now. And I'm like, oh. All right, let's go do it. Bam, 500 balls. Hands bloody, blistered. Next night, hey, son! Hey, come downstairs. And I'm cussing at myself at this point because my hands are so beat up. Downstairs, 500 balls. Next night, 500 balls. Next night, 500 balls. And I hated it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that it was fun to do because it wasn't, but there was a point to all this. And I didn't understand that point until about 2 months later. All of a sudden, I started seeing the ball better. My batting average was increased. my confidence just increased. Like I felt better and I was playing better. And I'm like, oh my God. Like he knows what he's doing. So at that point, I started becoming addicted to working harder than everybody else. It was just part of who I am now. And every night, I went downstairs and I hit 500 balls off the tee. And then I hit 1,000 balls off the tee. Because I understood the importance of hard work. Here's another really cool story I want to share along with that. And there's no way in hell that I'm going to get this done in 30 minutes. But I'm gonna go as fast as I can. But this is an important story too. Just to kind of show you guys what the type of work that I was putting into my baseball. So there was a baseball camp. I was 13 years old, and there was a huge group of us, kind of like this, maybe like half the room here. And we're all sitting down, and the instructor's up there, and he looks at us and he goes, "Hey, guys, how many of you think that you can get up here and hit 50 balls off the tee without hitting the tee once?" And I'm like, son of a bitch, I've done that so many times. Raise my hand, and I look around like, oh no. I'm the only person to raise my hand. And he's like, you really think you can? Yeah. So he's like, get up here. Get up there, 50 balls off the tee without hitting it once. He goes, all right, close your eyes. Hit 50 balls off the tee without hitting it once. I'm like, well, I've never done it before, but I'll try. 50 balls off the tee without hitting it once with my eyes closed. My muscle memory kicked in because of how much I worked. He goes, okay, I want you to switch over to the left side. And I'm freaking out at this point because I've never hit left-handed before. And it was struggling. It was a little rough, but I did it. And he looked me in the eye and he said, I've never seen hard work like that. And I know that because of what you did. I'm going to teach you how to become a left-handed hitter. And he did that because I'm a right-eye dominant and I can pick up the ball. Because I'm natural right-handed. If I'm hitting from the left side, I can pick up the ball a lot easier. So he turned me into a left-handed hitter. And so every night, 500 balls hit off the tee right-handed, 500 balls hit off the tee left-handed. To fast forward, I got a scholarship to play in college. My junior and senior years, I got national honors. And my senior year in college, I hit all left-handed. I was all first team, region, conference, nation, everything. I wasn't the most talented guy. That was the hardest working. Okay? So with this business, I've taken everything that I learned in my past, and I've taken that hard work and I've been able to apply it. So hard work is it's a natural thing to me. And the thing is, I trained my mind over all of those years to get to that point to where I understand the importance of hard work. There's a lot of people who don't. They're not fortunate enough to have parents who teach that great lesson young, right? We all know that. So it's something that, one, if you don't understand the importance of it, you gotta freaking teach yourself. Okay? Because when you teach yourself, this is what happens. You develop a team of coaches, you're going to teach your team. You want to know why our team is so successful? It's because we're some of the hardest damn workers you'll see in the network. We have 3 top coach belts on my team. 3. That's crazy. No one else has that. We're hard workers, man. So, that's number 1, hard work. Number 2, sorry, I had to keep going back to my notes.